Hey everybody, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I am doing a video on the top 3 literary characters I would not want as a Valentine, and I'm throwing in a bonus for the gentleman. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome to Book Talks with Miss Thomas. I'm Miss Thomas. If you are new here and you like hearing about great books, please subscribe. And if you're returning, welcome back. Now, those of you who know me know that my first love is being an English teacher. So since it's Valentine's Day, I want to celebrate my true love, which is literature, reading, sharing that love of English. And I am going to talk about some literary characters that are from some books that I've taught that I would definitely not want as a Valentine. You know, students, they think we pick these books and we love these books and we want everybody to read them. And I do love these books that I'm going to tell you about, but I don't love the characters in the books. Not all of them. All right, so number 1 character that I would not want to be a Valentine with is Holden Caulfield, Catcher in the Rye. Okay, Holden has his qualities. You know, he can be very kind, he can be sensitive, he thinks deeply sometimes. But this thing with him and Sally, I just don't get it, okay? He asks her out on a date. He rents her a little skirt so he can follow her around the ice rink because the skirt makes her butt look cute, and he's skating around behind her. And then all of a sudden he just picks a fight with her out of the blue for no apparent reason, starts screaming at her at a restaurant. And then I believe it was after that he calls her up really drunk. Always calls her really drunk. I think Holden's got a little bit of a problem there. I think Holden's got quite a few problems. So as much as I like Catcher in the Rye and I do enjoy teaching Catcher in the Rye, I would not want to go out on a date with Holden Caulfield. Number 2 would have to be Eugene in The Purple Hibiscus. Eugene is the dad. He loves his children and his wife, apparently with quite an intensity. I don't doubt that he loves his wife and his children. I really, some people might want to debate that. I think he does love them. I think the way he shows that is just not healthy, okay? The guy is just a bit too controlling, quite a temper, and just not a fan of Eugene in The Purple Hibiscus. So I just have to go with that one. I don't want to give anything away in the end, but I think that Eugene is not a very lovely character, not a very lovely literary character. And the last one I would have to say that I would not want for a Valentine is Victor Frankenstein. Not the monster Frankenstein, the creator, Victor Frankenstein. Okay, first of all, he creates a monster. He creates him. He knows what he's getting into when he creates this monster. And then once he succeeds, he freaks out because why? He doesn't like the way the monster looks. I mean, that never occurred to him while he was creating the monster. So I think that's a bit shallow and obviously not showing a lot of forethought. And the guy presents himself as some kind of genius with all of his scientific notes and everything. So that's the first thing. And then the other thing about Victor Frankenstein is the whole thing with his betrothed, I guess, his girlfriend or fiance or whatever you want to call it. I think that's a little strange that the parents go away on some trip and they come home with a little girl and they say, here you go, you know, and they raise them together and then they end up, you know, planning to get married. So not really too fond of Victor Frankenstein. I actually like the monster better. I'd rather have him as my Valentine. And then the last one, I'm going to throw in a bonus for the gentleman. If I were a guy, I would not want Lady Macbeth for a Valentine, because every time Lady Macbeth gets mad at her husband, every time he doesn't go along with what she wants, she attacks his masculinity. You know, she basically attacks him for being, you know, like a woman, basically. And she's just very pushy and bossy and mean. She's mean. I think she has some daddy issues too, because that whole thing where she says she would have slain Duncan, but he reminded her of her father, a little bit strange. So there you have it. The people, the literary characters that I would not want as Valentines. No fictional characters were harmed in the making of this video. Happy Valentine's Day!